Hey everybody, how's it going this afternoon? Let's get a couple things tidied up here. Hey, Notice, what's going on? How are you? Happy Sunday. I was trying to think of how I want to organize the day. Because there's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of, go over and play with and show off, and of course we're going to be doing the builds. But I got this recently from Clackify. They sent it over to me. They asked me if I wanted to check out some of their switches and things that I wanted. They said they would be cool with sending me a tester. So I did, and so they let you get to pick whatever switches you want for this little tester. It's 20 bucks. What's up, Cheeky Bean? How are you? Uh, so yeah, you pick whatever switches you want to go into the tester, and then they drop them into this little 3D printed tester. Oh wait, hold on, hold the phone. I've got my YouTube up. I always leave that. Yeah, I mean, it's really nicely done. They include the keycaps, even sent along 4 extra switches, um, just and 2 extras of the keycaps. You're here to see the Santa lump. All right. Well, we will be getting to that. See, I was thinking about doing the Santa lump second, but if you want, or if you have places to be, I can do that first. So yeah, I don't usually go in for single switches. I'll buy whole boards worth of switches. So the idea of the tester has always been kind of, like, it just doesn't seem like enough. However, uh, I have to say that at least in the case of one of these switches, and that is this switch right here, the TTC Elf King, which I got on a whim. It's an HE switch by TTC, which normally means I'm gonna hate it. But no, because it's not that same box that their Calm and Magneto and all of those other ones use. This is actually a really nice sounding switch, and I'm considering my next HE switch purchase to be either between this now or they make a HE version of Milky Yellows now, and I feel as if getting the Gateron Milky Yellow HE. We'll get to that in a second, because that's the other one I wanted to talk about. But yeah, the fact that they make a Gateron Milky Yellow HE switch seems like a no-brainer for me to want to try out on a board, since it's my preferred sound profile. But these are really nice. And if I don't buy them on my next purchase, then I will. But yeah, the other one that I got on a whim was I saw that he had the roller switches, and I'm like, oh, this is the first time I've actually interacted with a roller switch that I remember. They are every bit as smooth feeling as you are led to believe. It's hard for me to tell here or in a board whether or not there's like a just kind of the barest hint of scratch to it. So like on the flip side, it has convinced me that I do not need BCPs, even the Zero Keys B-Sun version, because that is entirely too flaky. However, the Key Geek Athenas suffer from a little bit of a scratch problem as well, but are much more my sound profile. So the tester, and kind of I wanted to show it off because it's kind of started to shift my view a little bit on whether or not I would want on the rollers. Yeah. By the way, I will be bringing this to the next meetup I attend, whether it's on the 31st or the 28th of June, depending on whether or not I actually make it to the one down in the Springs. And then more than likely, if anybody's interested, I will give it to them. If they want to check out the switches for themselves, or if nobody wants, then I'll just bring them to the next few, which seems like maybe a better idea. So, it's okay. Well, I have Denver Fan Expo that weekend, so I was thinking about not making it to that one. Okay, so it's Castle Pines, an hour north of Colorado Springs, which makes it more convenient for me and probably for other people. Not sponsored by Coke Zero, but I would happily take some of that sweet Coca-Cola money if they wanted to give it to me. Okay, so this is my Keycult Zero. We'll start with Keycult and we'll end on that we are going to be putting Santa Loom Resurrectio on. As you may notice, it's not red. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to we're going to go through the pretty neat process of converting this blue keyboard into a red keyboard for purposes of using my brand new red keycaps and seeing how they look on this board. In the process, I may change out the switches. I don't remember what switches are in here, so if y'all are interested, y'all can help me decide. First things first, though. Let's go ahead and pull some caps. By the way, this was a gift from Unikey's. If you change out your keycaps a decent amount, I highly recommend these. Although I was trying to use this on the not for Sam S80 V2, and yeah, that flexi FR4 plate was grabbing too hard on the switches and was just bowing up and not releasing the keycaps. So weird. Well, not really weird. Just a thing. How are y'all doing today? You've seen stems break. I mean, I am trying to really be careful and make sure that I pull directly up on them, because I mean that's always a concern. Also, you always want to try to pull, and when you're pulling out keycaps, regardless of whether you're using this or anything else, you want to try to remove them as smoothly and with a force going in the direction of the stem, because you can run into an issue where over time, especially if you change out keycaps like I do, where they start to open a little bit. These are the Keygeek Y3X switches. They are Y3 in name only. I don't know why they're using the Y3 moniker on it, except for maybe it was just a popular switch, so they're hoping to get that name recognition, but I would recommend that they are a good switch. With any switch I talk about, there is usually some sort of caveat involved. In the case of these switches, I find that there's a little bit of scratch. They are not, because they have a one of the things I like about them is that they're a complete milky switch. So, not actually. Oh, thanks for the follow, Cheeky Bean. Yeah, so they're a complete. Now that does us no good in this board, but for boards that support it, that helps a lot. So let's see what we got here. I should never do that. Let's go here. Caterpillar. Always the tricky part. And one to grow. Okay, great. So my summer plans, not really. And I don't do a whole lot during the summer. We have, like I said, Denver Fan Expo coming up at the end of this month. But then after that, we don't really have anything scheduled. My birthday is in beginning of June. So these pieces are held on by magnets. So if you, I just have to take these two out so that I can get a grip on it. So that gives us access to the gasket system for the Keycult Zero, which is 2222, and underneath you'll see how this works. So kind of interesting. How about you? Doing anything fun this summer? Oh gosh darn it, I hate it when I do that. You take out one keycap and set it to the side because I'm doing something, and then I get to put it in there. Oh, going to KeyCon, right? College visits, that's got to be exciting. I only visited local universities when I was when I was looking at universities when I was young. Freya is starting CU Boulder in the fall, actually. She is going back to school for psychology. Which is an exciting thing around our school. Yeah. Alright, so you'll see here all of these little tabs them off. There's a JST connector here. We'll get that disconnected. And that frees up the PCB. So this is mounted on these little gaskets into tabs onto the PCB. There are no relief cuts. They're just in there. But you'll notice it does not interfere with the spacebar, if that's a concern for you. This does not come with foams. I added this foam, and I will add it again. It then feeds down underneath, and we'll show you that in a second. We're going to take out all of these screws here. And the reason we're pulling this all apart is because we're going to replace the black silicone bottom with the burgundy aluminum bottom to complete our red effect. The silicone bottom, which is probably the biggest disappointment of this board, because they did not find a really good way of screwing down, or they didn't find a really good way of having the brass inserts stay in silicone, because the glue that they used is weak sauce and doesn't like to stay. So the brass fittings end up just kind of spinning in place inside of it. I added more glue over time to try to do it. Now it friction fits pretty well, to be honest. Once you've unscrewed it, it comes off like that. Then if we look at the bottom, you can see here's our little daughter board. There are these which are magnetic, for a magnetic holder. You can see where some of the glue got onto the case and stained it. So we're going to set you on the side, we'll put you away later. And then we'll grab our aluminum bottom. Like this. And for some reason I thought I could put these screws here. So then it goes like that. It's going to screw in place. No, they don't. Let's get rid of this 20 day. Bunch of things. I'll be right back. about this, guys. Trying to avoid showing you what disaster measurements. It's always been the last place you look. Sure. Oh no. Oh. It found everything except for that. I thought they were inserted into the thing. It's a bit bored already. There. shucks. Ignore the incredibleness that no exists. We will go back to the silicone, and I will find those screws later, which sucks because really it does kind of complete the look, but the silicone will work. It's black. Black works with everything. So pivoting back, we'll just put it back here with the silicone. Drop one of these screws, take care at the time, and I got extra. Alright. Foam back in. You don't need to include the foam. I like foam. And again, just kind of looking at the board, there are very little options. You have your split caps lock, you have your split backspace, and you have the option, or sorry, and yes, you have the option for the split right shift. You have fixed bottom row. It's serviceable PCB. Hardware reset button, which we all love, especially if we need to do troubleshooting. And your gaskets just kind of slide in there. They will sit a little bit lower if you did not like randomly add foam like some crazy people do. And then getting these back on, a lot of people have had problems with this because it's kind of inset. So kind of use your finger to hold down one side. When you start screwing the other, get it started, let go, grab your other screw, drop it in, crank it down, take it down a little bit more, do your opposite corner, kind of balance out the board. That's really mainly because I add foams. Doing the bottom is a lot easier than the top. should bring everything low. Next to corners first for these types of things. Makes it a lot easier for you in the long run. Still use your finger to hold down one side while you screw in the other. Don't drop the screw. Obviously, I don't know where my screw back is. I think I just remembered where it is. I'm not going to go get it. Well, maybe I'll go look for it. Maybe I'll stop doing this. Maybe I just need to stop doing this first and then go look for it in case I want to go and put that in. Yeah, let's do that. I've got my other bin of screws and stuff. So we'll leave those there. That's a good start. Right here. More screws. It's going to be in here. Not in here. Oh, maybe not. Apparently need to get even more organized. What's up, Sir Wacky Man? How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. We are looking for screws. Those are not the screws we're looking for. Like the droids. That is it. Okay. Well, and we're gonna go. Okay. Well, we gave it the old college try. Yeah, did it. Alright. Never you mind then. We'll continue on with what we were doing. So I found that black silicone bottom does influence the sound, not strongly though. If anybody is wondering, I hear that the cork does more for the sound, but it does more to make it more high pitched, which is anti the adept. So counter the adept, not anti the adept. I have made some boards that are in the clacky-ish range, but it is certainly not my forte. Oh, right. Speaking of Keycult Y3X switches, I'm going to need 2 more. Because this was formerly an HHKB keyboard about 45 minutes ago. So we've got this guy. I should have put in the switches before I started doing this, but if possible, you should always unmount your keyboard or your PCB when you're putting in switches so that you don't accidentally pop out your hot swap sockets. We're going to wing it though. Polyfill doesn't do a whole lot. If you really want, it depends on how far you want to go down that rabbit hole. That's a whole thing. So, probably depending on how much space is below your PCB and your Blade 60, you can get different size pour-on sheets from Amazon or other places. I prefer other places than Amazon, but I do know they are available on Amazon, so I have bought them there before. See, we still get the fine red color. For those of you who are worried. And just cut it. Cut it to conform to whatever the bottom is on your case, and you can just create your own case foam. That will help you So I'm going to put this off to the side real quick. Because really, the Keycult Zero is not the star of the show for this particular leg of our build. This is the Santa Loom. It's a keycap set, and it comes in 2 plastic cases. Very nicely packaged. And I would love to open it for you without having everything going. So here is our keycaps. They look even better in person. There we go. That is pretty much, because like my camera tends to raise the gain on the light, so that's kind of a problem for me. So, but no, they look really nice. The legends are easily visible to me, which is a big thing because I'm not a touch typist. It is so good. I am really, really, really tempted to go and buy the green set. Of extras. Well, Bull's probably getting his freight, which means it's going to take longer. Because usually, if they're coming from overseas, the people who are paid for shipping directly from the vendor are getting them. But you're getting the green set, right? And I don't know if the switches are going to be right. Yeah, green all the way, of course. Of course, of course. Yeah, which I'm now tempted to go get from the extras bag. Except for extenuating circumstances will likely prevent me. They're smooth, and they feel almost like a jelly switch or keycap. I like them. I think the smoothness is really, yeah, it's smooth. So the reason I say like jelly is because the edges are also softer than like, have you ever seen like a Dama-Key spacebar? It's like that, but not as severe. So it doesn't feel sharp on the edges. It's really nice. Rolling on. Trying to think of what Milky Way keycap sets I have. I only have like one or two. So this could be a problem for you, though. What you're saying. Maybe I'll just wait while you're set up. You're all in at this point. All right. Back on. Oh, I'm still waiting for my ASCII app. So, all right, here we go. With the red, with the dark gold border, with this. At the bottom will change out, but for now, also works. We are going to do our initial sound test here. So let me go ahead and pause the music. What's up, HMD? I don't know when you got here. I was distracted by putting on keycaps. Hopefully you're still around. All right. So this is the Keycult Zero with the Santalum cap Santalum keycaps and KeyGeek Y3X switches. I would say this is, as I suspected, not working out with these switches. I'm going to try a different KeyGeek switch to start. And that's going to be these guys right here. These are the KeyGeek Zero switches. Let's see if these kind of resonate a little bit better. If not, then I might go with my favorite switch of all time. So far. So far of all time. It's definitely better. But let's try the good stuff kids go for. These are HMX Lunar Stones. They are my favorite switch. No, I might like Sarah's on here better. What do y'all think? It's the original. I think that might have the better resonant sound. I think so. That's what we're gonna go for. Part of me said just change out the switches at the same time. Just undo the whole thing and rebuild it. Give them their shot. Interestingly enough, you can run this plateless. Hot swap plateless if you wanted. Yeah, I think that's going to end up being right. Okay. She might make a return on our next build. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Keycaps. They're still in there. Already have Sarah's on them. So we have cats, and one of our cats loves his scratchers, his cardboard corrugated scratchers. Everybody who's had or has cats knows what I'm talking about, and it's our own fault because when we first got it, to encourage him not to scratch on furniture, we instead have given him praise, go out of our way to give him praise anytime he uses the scratcher. That way he doesn't scratch on anything else. Well, this has developed into two problems. Problem number one, problem I just had, is that he shreds cardboard constantly, all over the house. We have scratchers in different rooms of the house. So anywhere I look, there's a possibility that it is going to be covered in little pieces of cardboard. Problem number two is that we have 3 cats. And Kieran, the cat who we praise, does not like to share the spotlight. So if somebody else goes onto a scratcher and he can hear them, he will come running and then scratch, like muscle them out of the way so that he can scratch, so that he can get the praise. He does it less these days, which is good, but I try to give him all of the praise that he wants. But sometimes I'm doing crazy things like eating. He loves coming by when I'm eating. Like, hey, now a good time for pets? I'm like, no. He's like, but isn't it now a good time for pets? I'm like, no. It's like, how about now? Still no. You see me eating my burrito? So then he'll go somewhere and go pout. And then I'm like, I'm done. He's all happy. We have 2 boy cats and a girl cat. Liam, Kieran, Kaylee. And the boy cats are all about me. Girl cat is all about Frank. It's funny how that worked out. Okay. Sarah's in here. last one, and here we go. All right, so now we have the Keycult Zeros in here. Open. And here we go. Let's go ahead and pause our music again. Again, this is the Keycult Zero with the silicone bottom, PC plate, and Keycult Zero, and the cap Santa loop. And here's a quick typing test. Yeah, I think that's much better. I think I'll have to work with it a little bit, see how I feel, but all in all, I think that this, we're going to call this build built. And I love the versatility of the Keycult Zero. I only wish that they had invested more into this instead of going back to their big money grabbing types of boards, like their 165s and stuff. I like it. It's a great board. On the next board, put you away before you get downstairs. All right, are we ready? So our next sport, by the way, that was completely unsponsored. I paid for everything, the Keycult, paid for the keycaps, I paid for the Keycult Zero switches. That was all me. This was sent to me by Nix Keys for a review a while ago, and I am going to pay to keep it. And then the parts that we're putting in today, I did pay for to be able to send them. So I'm going to say that it's not sponsored. I'm just appreciative that they sent it out to me. This was actually a prototype, so it does have some alu errors on it, but overall it's usually inside or in places I don't really care about, so I don't mind. So this is the weight that's on it. This is the patina bottom, which I love though. I love this. This is so nice looking. But here's the thing, is that I wanted a bottom that said The Adept, and also matched the fact that none of my other pieces on this board were painted. So I am actually going to remove this. I know, I'm a monster, and we're going to instead put on this brass weight. So this is just straight up brass weight, has not been patinaed. It has been clear coated, and it is a custom design that it's going to be kind of hard to see. I haven't done anything with it, but essentially it is the Virtual Adept logo. For those of you who are in the know, Virtual Adepts are a group from Ascension. It's a role-playing game that came out a long time ago. And then one of the two places that I got my The other thing they sent was the plate phone. I'm gonna install it. Now I built this on a stream before when I first got it, but I thought it was a little hollow without the phones. So I asked them if they could send me a phone kit. And we started talking. We started talking about the Adept logo and how it's kind of my signature. So we should be able to just drop this down. It's going to drop out like that. Like that. Now you can see here, normally if you have a hot swap, you will have batteries in these locations, and then they will run to a different daughter board that is there. And we're going to install this. I'm trying to decide what to do with this to try to make it show up a little bit more. So I am open to suggestions. If anybody has any thoughts. I have thought about actually painting it. I haven't decided yet. All right. So that gets us our weight installed, which is step 1. Let's go ahead and bottom. And you can see there's a little yellow mark. Your production pieces, if you get any, they're currently, this board is currently unavailable, but were you to get one of the production pieces, it would not have that problem. So we have bottom here, we have a pogo connector for the board. It is gasket mounted on the plate. I did install force brakes on it. This is currently configured. I think I have the right keycaps for it. We'll find out when I get to that point. But it's configured for split spacebar because I like split spacebar. We can convert it if I need to. It's like, I'm gonna look. Oh, check it out. I know the newer Alumaze sets come with it as default. This is kind of a middle of the road set, so I found some things that it does have and some things that it doesn't. It does. Yay. Okay. So we are all good there. And yeah, in case I didn't tell you all, we're using Sume Night Market as our keycap set for this second build. And we're going to go with Lunar Stone. So basically, this is going to be an all the adept build because like my favorite keycap set, my favorite switches, one of my favorite keyboards. Now with phones. Weird. Phone doesn't fit quite right. That's weird. It's like little tab right here to hold, which I guess I'm not above editing it. Okay, let's try that again. Still seems a little off. Fine. This game gets really sad. Geo going. Fall. Did anybody see it fall? Yeah, tried to go back on the last night. That's interesting. Ooh, let's see. Do I have an extra gasket? Just put it in here for now. Alright, I was going to go with a different plate anyway. I was going to try the PP plate this side. Let's check. Oh, well. Yeah. Alright. You. So I find you. So the white ones are 40, the gray ones are 60, and the black ones are 80. We're gonna go soft. We're gonna go soft, and we're gonna go PP. Just gonna go soft. That's how I roll. This exactly fits, so it's kind of a pain to get it out. So they did put a mounting point directly below the spacebar, but I'm splitting my spacebar, I don't care as much. It would basically be just like any other. I just put them all on upside down. Except for the last one, when I realized that I put them all on upside down. Okay. Put it on here. Like so. That's the bag. Our overall alignment, everything looks good. We're going to actually set this down and put in our switches properly this time. So one interesting thing about this board that I hadn't really seen on most other boards is the fact that your side or your multiple option PCB options, like your split space bar, your caps lock, and things like that, they're sideways. So, which makes it a little tricky sometimes. Let's see. Luckily, they have a legend on the back. I think that's right. We're going to, of course, split our caps lock. Love split the caps lock. Other corners. There is an optional knob. They did not have the knob to send me. That was like, yeah, I can't do it. That looks better. This looks worse. let's do that. We'll see. Did the adept pick right? Which could just kind of be the entire theme for this build. Did the adept pick right? Although, you know, that's kind of obliquely the theme for today is modifications. Like a lot of boards these days come with all kinds of options and stuff. I mean, we took an HHKB board, we converted it to Wind Key, converted the color from the navy to burgundy, and it all works fine. There's one there. It is where my phone slid. Let's see. Don't scratch it. Things like this. Just be careful. No, you need to touch the PC. You're gonna readjust that. I don't know if I said this yet today. Really appreciate you all joining me on your Sunday. Really love building and rebuilding keyboards, experimenting with different things, and it's kind of why I did the hobby in the first place. So doing it with you guys, sharing my builds and my thoughts on keyboard building and whatnot is always really, really great for me. It's the other reason why I love you guys, which if you're in the Colorado area, it'll be Colorado Pines on the 31st, and then there'll be one in Lakewood on the 28th of June. Those are our next two. I think the one following that should be up in here. So we're kind of bouncing bottom or top to bottom. So every other one will be in Lakewood, with the others alternating between Erie and Colorado Pines. Alright, so we're going to drop this in here. That. Man, my iFixit screwdriver really grabs onto this. Oh, and next week, speaking of mixed keys, I will have the Hermes for building, which is their numpad. They also have the Eclipse coming up, which looks neat, which is a TKO. Alright. Good match for the switches. Bouncy. Kind of digging that. Let's go with I'd like to go with my novelties first. Then what I can grab for that. Except in this case. In this case, we gotta do our case bars first. Because I need to know where things go. Looks good. It doesn't look good on that face. Let's see what no, that will not work good. Weird. That's not going to be long enough. It would be this. That being switch that to go there. It would be something like this. Like this fit. Interesting. Would it even fit with other? No. Okay. done this before. Then, if that's that, this has to go here. Then it's backwards, and this goes on this side. Out, go by center, like that. Oh, I know it. Does that. This. Right. There. And a bottom. Okay. Get back. Back. Since we're down here, we'll work our way backwards. And it will start to pick up. Alright. Now we're cooking with gas. original plan. All right. You hear fire trucks. I think somewhere there's a fire. Surprise, surprise. All right. Set that opposite side. And we now have a brand new rebuilt Athena65 with the new brass weight on the bottom with the virtual adept logo. Plate foam has been added, and we are going to do a sound test. This is the Nix Keys Athena65 with HMX Lunar Stone and the Alumaze by Arcade Keycuts. So interesting. This is kind of the most wood-like talkie sound that I've ever heard. Especially on this row. I mean, tell me if I didn't play you that as an audio. It said, "Hey, you hear that woodpecker?" You'd be like, "Oh yeah, got it." That's nice. I like it. Definitely the way to go. And of course, this runs ZMK. We all know how much I love ZMK. Good old. Awesome. I can't wait for anything else it does. Also, love the split spacebar on this. It's going to be a little weird since the shorter split is on this side. But yeah, what do y'all think? Is cool? Is good? Is good. See, I've recently become really enamored with the split spacebar. I think that it is probably one of my favorite sounds. I think that in this particular case, that the night market works really well in here. It brings the overall tone of the keyboard deeper, but it's they're similar veins of blue in my mind, in my vision. So I think it really works out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for today's stream. I don't know if there's anything I can show or do for anyone else. Let me go grab our two boards, have them side by side. So we have our Keycult Zero with the Santa Moon Resurrecio. Very different sound. And then we have our Athena65. A much mellower sound. I mean, you don't get much different than these two. Although I'm not 100% sold on these switches. Maybe I'll just mellow out. Ooh, do I want to do that? I don't think it's gonna sound good, but I'm gonna try it. Hold the phone. A new challenger has entered the arena. What if we just decided to just mellow the F out, and at the same time visually match our keycaps and board to our switches? What do you think about that idea? These are the HMX Bad Sweetheart switches. I mean, it mutes the heck out of it. Oh, is that not picking up? Were y'all not hearing my sounds all this time? that would be disappointing if everybody was not doing sound tests. No. I mean, I could do it to mute it. Maybe I will, but for now, I think I'm going to stick with the Sarahs. Alright. Thanks for joining me for that little segue experiment thing, whatever we want to call it. Speaking of calling it, so next week, the keyboard I did not actually get to this week that I said I was going to get to last week will be next week. So that will be the Nuki Node 75. We'll be looking at it from another modification perspective in that you can actually add different 3D printed bars along the top, similar to the Tika. And so I've got a bunch printed off, and we'll take a look and see if they're cool or if they're stupid, and what that's all about. So join me then, and for now, I'm going to rate Jade. Plug in a keyboard. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Great week next week. You guys are awesome.